Good evening. I'm Jennifer Whalen, and this is Fox 5 News at 5. This year, more retailers started Black Friday earlier than ever, many opting to open on Thanksgiving despite protests and petitions from workers. The big question is, was it worth it? The shelf life of the Twinkie appears to be over tonight. This morning's announcement that Hostess will be going out of business sent hundreds of San Diegans into a frenzy to stockpile as many Twinkies, Ding Dongs, and Devil Dongs as they could. As Fox 5's Christian De La Rosa takes us to a local Hostess factory that's closing. Just last week, the district sent out letters informing parents of the situation with John Kinloch. Letters said no students were targeted and the crimes didn't occur on campus. But today in court, new information proved different. At the White House today, President Obama met with top congressional leaders looking for ways to avoid falling off the fiscal cliff. Both Democrats and Republicans are hoping an agreement can be reached before January 1st, when hefty federal spending cuts and tax raises are scheduled to take effect. Massive video game tournament comes to UC San Diego. We'll have details coming up. We'll show you how one local filmmaker has a chance to go to the Super Bowl. The Caltrans repair crews were only able to remove half of the graffiti today, but they'll be back to work tomorrow. They say they should have the mural back to its original state sometime in the next few days. Not only was she able to identify and define Generation Me, but she also found a way for each one of these generations to work together better, and it all revolves around one key idea. Since the American Red Cross started this card-making event back in 2006, they have sent over 5 million cards to military serving overseas. Snow Jam decided to do something a little different this year. They're asking everyone coming to the event to donate their ski and their snowboard gear, and the organizers say they'll make sure it gets to people in need on the East Coast. With news of the 4.7 earthquake in Anza this morning, the city of San Diego got a harsh reminder that disaster can strike at any time. But it was the firestorms of 2003 and 2007 and the many months of recovery efforts that sent a clear message to city leaders.
I was troubled by a lack of coordination between governments in our region, particularly between the county and the city of San Diego.
Because of this, city leaders developed a disaster prepared plan and a center as its hub.
A joint recovery center will allow recovery efforts to be streamlined for residents, no matter where they live. This will be a place for city and county staffs to work together and coordinate recovery efforts.
The city also recently updated the San Diego Emergency app for Android and iPhone users. But if you're a BlackBerry user like me, you can still get this up-to-date information plus a way to volunteer in one spot. Just call 211.
Soon, 211 will be equipped to match residents with organizations seeking volunteers during a regional crisis.
Mayor Filner's chief of staff, Vince Hall, says the Disaster Recovery Center will not just shut down once the fire is put out or the ground stops shaking.
People are in need of health care or housing assistance or a food bank or other vital services. And the Joint Recovery Center will bring that same collaborative, unified approach to disaster recovery that this Emergency Operations Center already brings.
If you would like to download the city's free phone app, just visit our website, fox5sandiego.com, and click on the Scene On tab. Jennifer Whalen, Fox 5 News. The spring semester is in full swing for most San Diego universities, and with this new term comes a massive video game tournament called the Winter Game Fest. It's one of the biggest video game tournaments on the West Coast, and it takes place right here at the University of California, San Diego. It gives students like Tansin Zhu a chance to not only show off his gaming skills, but to share the gaming culture with the community.
We're bringing together a lot of people who have a really unorthodox, non-traditional kind of a different interest together in a big event to try to, show the public what we do.
Zhu is a computer science major at UCSD, and he says the gaming culture and being involved in the Winter Game Fest has special meaning for him.
I've been gaming for almost my entire life. I grew up on it. It's how I learned to use computers. It's how I learned to program. It's how I learned to, do everything that I do now.
Zhu says there are many video game tournaments, but he says the Winter Game Fest is the only one organized entirely by students, and they are expecting thousands of people at this weekend's event.
It takes about a whole academic year for us to plan this thing.
UCSD senior Benno Flores says that people are battling it out this weekend for bragging rights in video games like League of Legends, Street Fighter 4, and Halo 4. This event brings a community together that usually interacts only in the virtual world of the internet into one physical space.
Everybody's just hanging out at home and playing online, but I think this is a good chance to, hang out with people, meet some friends.
I just met this guy. He's a great guy.
But you don't have to be a competitive video gamer to have fun at this event.
Committee members set up their consoles and they let people play the games on them. It's just kind of a casual thing.
Now, if you didn't get a chance to come out tonight, the Winter Game Fest 2013 is going on all weekend long. But for right now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what?
It was only a matter of time before Democrats from America's finest city descended on Mitt Romney's beach home in La Jolla.
Who are we? The 99%.
To protest the presidential hopeful's economic plan.
He's showing that he wants to continue to tax breaks and tax slopes for the rich. And we're saying this country needs revenue. Everyone needs to pay their fair share.
Our voices are being heard.
San Diego-based labor unions, along with Good Jobs LA, came out to voice their concerns with Romney's tax returns, which say that he only paid about a 14 or 15% tax rate.
When we fight, we win.
Everyone deserves an opportunity in this country. Everyone deserves to have their dreams met. And his economic plan does not allow to have my dreams met.
The people united will never be defeated.
The backdrop for the protest was inspired by a photo Romney took in 1968 of him laying on a beach in France next to a sand drawing that said, "I love Anne." Protesters are using this 10-foot Mitt Romney puppet to help recreate the 1968 photo, only this time the message won't be tugging on anyone's heartstrings. So what does the message in the sand say?
I love tax dodging.
Give me some of this.
Protesters are primarily referring to Romney's La Jolla beach house, a property they say he never paid taxes on. Teachers were also out protesting alongside the labor unions. They're afraid that under a Romney administration, he will make more cuts to the country's already struggling education system.
We're already at a bare bones minimum right now, so, there's nothing left to cut.
With Election Day looming, only time will tell if he will find a way to connect with San Diego's Democrats. But for the time being, one thing is for sure.
We'll be back.
Jennifer Whalen,
Get a shot of that.
Fox 5 News.
Didn't know.
Over the years, Super Bowl commercials have become quite a highlight of the annual big game. Some only watch the game for the 30-second ads. And La Jolla native and aspiring filmmaker Tyler Dixon was one of them. He is a finalist in the Doritos Crash the Super Bowl contest.
The first year that we did it, I just made an ad with a couple of buddies, didn't really know that much about it, but we just heard about it and I don't know, just thought we'd make something funny, and we ended up winning and going to the Super Bowl. So ever since then, I've just kind of been chasing that ultimate prize.
This is actually Dixon's third time making it to the finals. In 2011, he made it to the finals with a video called The Best Part.
No, I'm pretty sure they're...
Cheese.
And last year's video was called The Dog Park.
Do your trick and I'll give you one of these Doritos.
Well, they say 3 times the charm, so...
I know, right?
This year, he tried doing something a bit different with his ad.
It's mine.
We just thought it would be really funny to create this world of the back seat, right? This dog versus this baby. Because, when mom or dad is driving the car, really it's, anything goes in the back seat.
But as if having your ad run during the Super Bowl wasn't a big enough honor, the videos are then in the running for $1 million prize and a shot to co-direct a movie with Michael Bay.
Michael Bay called my cell phone to tell us that we were, in as finalists. And in fact, I didn't believe him. In fact, I asked him if we could FaceTime so that I could know that it was really him.
Now, 2 of these finalists will be chosen to have their ad air during Super Bowl 47. One will be chosen by the voters, and the other will be chosen by the Doritos brand. If you want to vote for Dixon's ad or any of the other videos, we've posted a link on our website, fox5sandiego.com. Just click on the Scene On tab. Jennifer Whalen, Fox 5 News.